Welcome to The Interface of Genius. Today's episode is about a man who lived over 2,000 years ago, but whose mind still shapes the world you live in. From water screws in rural farms to the physics behind floating ships. From mathematical principles that became the roots of calculus to catapults that stop the greatest army of its time. This is the story of Archimedes of Syracuse. You heard Eureka, you've heard of leathers, but most people have no idea just how many breakthroughs Archimedes gave us and how close his thinking was to the methods of modern science. Today we'll explore every corner of his legacy, his inventions, principles, forgotten manuscripts, and the real story behind his legendary death. Let's begin. Archimedes was born around 287 BCE in Syracuse, a coastal city-state in ancient Sicily. At the time, it was a major hub of Greek culture and trade, known for both commerce and scholarship. His father, Phidias, was an astronomer and likely helped spark Archimedes' fascination with numbers, measurements, and celestial patterns. From an early age, Archimedes was not content to memorize, he wanted to understand. Instead of quoting the gods, he studied balance. Instead of chasing the myths, he chased motion. The way pulleys lifted loads, the way water moved, the way the moon circled above. Syracuse may have been his home, but his mind was already set on the stars, on mathematics, and on solving problems others hadn't even noticed.
As a young man, Archimedes left Syracuse to study in Alexandria, Egypt, home of the legendary Library of Alexandria and the most advanced minds of the Hellenistic world. There he likely studied under followers of Euclid, whose geometric principles deeply influenced Archimedes' mathematical rigor. In Alexandria, Archimedes wasn't just reading, he was building. It was here that he developed one of his most practical inventions, the Archimedean screw. This was a device that could lift water by rotating a spiral inside a hollow tube, allowing farmers to irrigate land uphill with minimal effort. It's still used today in modern drainage and pumping systems. He also explored levers, pulleys, and the idea of mechanical advantage. In later letters, he famously wrote, "Give me a place to stand, and I will move the earth." He wasn't joking. He was describing how mathematics could be used to amplify human power through simple machines.
One of the most famous Archimedes stories, and one of the most searched online, is the gold crown and the bath water. The story goes like this. King Iro II of Syracuse suspected that a goldsmith had cheated him, mixing silver into a crown that was supposed to be pure gold. But Iro didn't want it damaged, so he challenged Archimedes to prove the fraud without melting it. Archimedes puzzled over the problem for days, until one day, as he stepped into his bath, he noticed that the water level rose. Eureka! He realized that the volume of water displaced is equal to the volume of the object submerged. By comparing the crown's displacement with that of pure gold and pure silver, he could determine whether it had been adulterated. This moment led to the formulation of Archimedes' principle, which states, a body submerged in a fluid experiences a buoyant force
equal to the weight of the fluid it displaces. It's the foundation of fluid mechanics, hydrostatics, and much of modern naval engineering.
Many people think of Archimedes as an inventor, but his deepest passion was pure mathematics. He made groundbreaking contributions to geometry, calculating areas, surfaces, and volumes, pi, approximating it between 3.1408 and 3.1429, the most accurate of antiquity. Integral calculus, using the method of exhaustion to sum infinite series. Spirals and parabolas, writing treatises like On the Spiral and Quadrature of the Parabola. Large number notation, inventing a system to calculate numbers up to 10 to the 64 in the sand reckoner. He even speculated on a heliocentric model, Earth orbiting the Sun, centuries before Copernicus, showing his mind was not bound by convention. To Archimedes, math wasn't just logic, it was poetry. The perfection of form, the elegance of ratios, it was a way of seeing the invisible.
In 214 BCE, during the Second Punic War, Rome attacked Syracuse, and Archimedes was now an old man. But what he lacked in youth, he made up for in intellect. He built war machines so advanced they terrified the Roman navy. Catapults with unheard-of range and precision. Giant claws that lifted and flipped ships. Burning mirrors, possibly giant polished shields that allegedly focused sunlight to set Roman sails on fire. Debated, but part of legend. Archimedes' machines stole the siege for over 2 years. Roman commanders feared him more than any general. They said, "It's not Syracuse resisted us, it's one man."
Eventually, Rome breached the walls. General Marsilius gave explicit orders, "Spare Archimedes." But war has chaos. A Roman soldier found the old man bent over a diagram in the sand. "Don't disturb my circles," Archimedes said, focused, calm, unaware. The soldier killed him. A genius slain, not by sword, but by misunderstanding. He was 75. He died working. Calm, intelligent, like a storyteller, Archimedes left behind dozens of treatises on floating bodies, on the sphere and cylinder, the method of mechanical theorems, on spirals, the sand reckoner. Many were lost for centuries, but resurfaced in the Middle Ages and Renaissance. He directly influenced Galileo Galilei, René Descartes, and Isaac Newton. In fact, Newton's calculus was almost a rederivation of Archimedes' insights. Einstein himself admired the simplicity and brilliance of Archimedes' mechanics. His Archimedean screw is still used today in irrigation and hydropower. His buoyancy laws still guide ship design. His principles of levers and pulleys are taught in every school. He didn't just solve problems. He invented the tools for thinking.
So why should we care about a man who lived 2,300 years ago? Because Archimedes represents the root of scientific thought, observing, modeling, testing, and understanding. He didn't separate curiosity from practicality. His math led to machines. His philosophy defended a city. His insight revealed the rules beneath the world. He reminds us that science begins with wonder, that invention is driven by questions, that thinking is a kind of superpower. This famous quote, "Give me a place to stand and I will move the earth." It wasn't ego, it was prophecy. With the right tools, of thought, of leverage, of mathematics, we do move the world. Every engineer, physicist, architect, and coder today, it's ending on the foundation Archimedes laid. Eureka. Genius is not thunder. It's quiet precision. Not glory, but relentless curiosity. Not conquest, but circles drawn in sand. By Archimedes. For references, visuals, and more episodes like this, visit calmdigitalflow.com. Share, subscribe, and stay curious.